When you think about your storefront, and if you have an offline store as well, you care about the merchandise, right? You care about when you enter the store, what is the customer experience? Like Arjun gave you the example yesterday of Starbucks. Every time you enter a Starbucks store, it has that particular smell, that scent of that coffee roasting bean. Similarly, when you have your store front on a website, that's your display. Yes, you need to make it conversion friendly, all of that, but it needs to still be aesthetically appealing. It still needs to resonate with your brand, the colors of your brand, the visuals. You need to try and give customers as much information as you can through your website. Platform options, right? Shopify, WooCommerce, Magento, customized backend. I think when you're starting out, Shopify is the easiest one because it takes care a lot of the hassle of things like hosting, SSL certificate, easy plug and play. Don't necessarily need a very savvy tech team. You can do it a lot on your own. I think where the challenges come is a lot in customization. So that's where WooCommerce plays a role, right? Like WooCommerce, you can add a lot of customization, but the challenge is you need to have a tech team because you need to monitor everything on your own because your server is your own, your hosting is done by your own, your plugin updates is done on your own. So that's the thing. Magento is great when you have, I think, larger number of SKUs. So like 10,000, 20,000, it's meant to be better. And I think once you've reached a certain scale, like a Mama Earth or a boat or a Nika, you go to your own customized backend. Website basics. Choose a platform and a theme, right? Theme needs to be functionally sound, plus a theme needs to be aesthetically making sure that you can put all your information across. Do not make the mistake of only looking at your theme on a desktop. In our case, about 85% of all our traffic, all our sales was done through the mobile. And I feel in India, that's mostly the ratio for most brands is it's an Android first or a mobile first approach. So when you're checking out a theme, please check it out on a mobile as well. SSL certificate. This is basically the HTTPS certificate saying that your website is secure. This doesn't only help you with the customer trust, but also with Google Ads, right? If your website is not a secure website, Google penalizes you and they will not actually showcase your ads and they will penalize you actually for not having a secure website. A website has to be mobile optimized and responsive. You need to look at your page speed and load time because that plays a huge role in two things again. One is your customer experience because customers are becoming impatient. B2 is again in your Google. For Google, they care about your page speed. If it's a very low page speed, it's a bad customer experience for their customers and users. They will not recommend your website. Now, I think you should always look at 2 to 3 different platforms to get your page speed and page insight because they all give you different metrics, right? So just have a look, be aware of your page speed, load time. If you don't know what is a benchmark, go check out Mama Earth, Boats of the World. You'll understand it and benchmark according to that. SEO basics. So I'm not really going to touch into SEO, but I'll just say one thing about it. It is technical. It takes time. You need to be patient. So I would say start this on in the beginning. It's better, right? Make sure your tags, title, sitemap, all is in place. It does help you in the long run. You shouldn't like 2 years later say, oh, now I should focus on SEO because it really does take time to build. Image optimization. So there are many ways to do it, right? You can kind of reduce the size but not compromise on the quality, right? You can actually host your images on a separate server to avoid the load time being too heavy on your own website. If unsure, go to an expert, but make sure that your images are not too heavy because the moment your images are too heavy, your page speed goes down. Lazy load, right? Lazy load really does help with page speed. Basically that means is you don't need to load. When I open a product page, I may have 4-5 scrolls. I don't need to open my 4-5 scrolls on at one time. As the user keeps going down, let the images fully load, right? So lazy load is a good benefit. Rationalize your number of plugins. Every time you add a plugin, A, it could interact and react badly with your website theme. B, it could interact or react badly with another plugin of yours. and see they all slow your website down. So do you really need that plugin? Is it actually solving your purpose? Is there another way for you to integrate it? These are things you need to think about. Updating plugins, update especially on both Shopify and WooCommerce. Plugins also upgrade, plugins also keep updating. You need to have someone on the tech side. Even if you're doing Shopify and you have an outside agency, one of their SOP or scope of work needs to definitely have being overseeing your plugins and making sure that you're using the up-to-date ones. First fold and second fold content, which we'll go into in more detail, and server setup if needed. I'm going to give you a little story here as well. We were using GoDaddy's shared server earlier on. What happened is when you use a shared server, and initially when you have low traffic, etc., you honestly can't justify the expense of having your own server. When we had a shared server, one of the websites that we were sharing the server with, which we didn't know, got a malware, and that malware came onto our website as well. We got so penalized from Google of having a malware that all our Google Shopping catalog nicely got rejected, and restating that took a lot of time, right? So when it comes to things like server, if you're too early on, if you're just starting out, stick to Shopify, it's fine. Once you've reached scale and you've got traffic, spend that money and go to your own server, a dedicated server. A dedicated server can cost you anywhere from $700 to about $2,000 a month, right? But I highly recommend you doing that once you've got a little bit of scale. Key principles for e-commerce friendly UI UX, right? Focus on action page. Your home, your product, and checkout is a place where customers will come in terms of traffic that you drive organically. So focus on these first. Then you can build on your blog, you can build on your category pages, you can build on about us sections, all of that. But these are your 3 low hanging pages. Maintain your consistency of brand through colors, fonts, styles across the website. This adds a huge layer of trust as well. It doesn't make a customer feel it's a mom and pop shop. It actually adds a little trust factor. Don't have multiple color schemes, right? Because when you have too much color, it kind of draws the customer's attention because too much is happening. So stick to a color palette and theme throughout the website. Your website should be succinct, clean, and conversion friendly. That is the priority over aesthetics. Though aesthetics is also important, but this is your priority for if you're doing an e-commerce focused website. The customer experience needs to be seamless. So you need to make it easier for a customer to check out from your website. You need to reduce the number of clicks and make sure that as a customer, it's not a frustrating process and it's a seamless process. So just few things, right? Few of my favorite websites that I kind of am drawing inspiration for. Clean icons on the homepage and most important features. A lot of brands make this mistake of the homepage banners. It's one of your largest marketing properties. And I think a lot of companies, startups especially, make this mistake of not making it a clickable banner. Now, according to me, that's a waste, right? Because it's such a large property. If I click here, it should take me to the relevant page because I've got someone's interest, captured someone's interest. So make sure it's attractive. Make sure you monthly change them up, new product launches, sales, benefits, whatever it could be, but change up your banners. Sticky bar on top, right? Now, most people have their sticky bar on top related to 2 things, shipping or prepaid orders, right? It's really useful. If you have an offer running, you can put that on your sticky banner. We used to have prepaid orders, free shipping, above a certain amount, free shipping, right? So keep trying and experimenting, but having a sticky banner on top needs to have an important information. Feature your top sellers and new launches as well on the homepage. And your brand story should come across. This is basically M Caffeine's homepage to you. And please see, I've taken all screenshots from the mobile because, again, driving the point again, mobile first is the way you need to explore it. This is boat, right? Color scheme is consistent with their branding. They believe that their search bar is the most important icon. Gifting is a huge other feature for them. Chat icon also goes with their color scheme. They've added the celebrity as well on the homepage, right? But you see their whole hero, and you'll see it on their Amazon, you'll see it on their own website, everything. Their heroes are their product images. They've made them look cool, sexy, fancy, appealing that you want to buy it. That's their way of getting to you. Product pages where most ads go is your product landing pages. This is not that you have to do this on first, second, third or fourth. It depends on your product, it depends on your category, what kind of information. But these are the recommended points from our experience of what needs to come on the folds. On your first fold, it's your images, 5 to 6 typical images or a video. Product title. Now, this also needs to be SEO friendly, Google AdWords friendly, not claims heavy. Price and discount and credibility stamps, right? So, if you have a good warranty, if you have, Ministry of Ayush, if you're organic certified, if you are made safe certified, what is it that you can add as a credibility? Especially if you're a new brand that customers may not have heard of, you need to build this trust. So we used to have things like 150 years, Ministry of Ayush, US FDA facility approved, all these layers of stamps to build the credibility. Your second fold talks about the product benefits, functionalities. Keep it in bullet points so it's easier for a customer to read through. How to use, reviews, and ingredients. Now, ingredients, I believe that sure you can just list down your ingredients, but I think the customer has become more conscious to, especially in like health, wellness, food, beauty products. They've become more and more curious to know actually what are the ingredients and what does that mean. So why is this particular herb in this product? Why is amla in herbofit? Why is jeffel in herbofit? Why is bhringraj in this particular oil? Why is brahmi in this particular tablet? What is the benefit of that particular herb for this product? I think that's very becoming more and more important for consumers. So spend that time and effort of writing out good high quality content to make sure that you're as transparent with your customer to give them as much information as possible. Your third fold, right? Your service offerings. Do you offer free shipping for certain payment methods? Do you offer free shipping if the product value is over 500? Is there any additional information that you want to give? So people do kind of like you may look at things like um, in the technology space, you may look at things like manuals, and I'll show it to you on boat, right? Manuals is a way that they do it as well. You may actually add more blogs related to that category. So if I'm selling diabetes, I may also add a lifestyle blog to it to say that, look, I know about diabetes. I'm not just selling you a product, I'm telling you it's a lifestyle change. Your fourth fold is more with FAQs. So generally ask questions, frequently asked questions people ask you, related products. Now these products could be complementary products, or you may actually put your best sellers as well in this. So few product images, very similar. I just kind of put them for you to see, like the ones they had for the marketplaces. I think this is an additional one that they've added. These were the stamps I was talking about. Look at boat. I loved their page structure, but it works for them. It works for their category. They've created these icons. You can exactly tell what the benefit of the product is. They've added something here when they have a sale. This does psychologically also does help people know that there's a timer. Sticky bar is a must. What that means is, as even if you scroll right further, the add to cart option is always there, because let's not lie, that is the aim. We want the consumer to buy the product from us. You want to make that experience seamless for them. And because they feel in terms of technology, they need to have a manual, video, and FAQs. This is how they've kind of divided it. And it goes into much more detail actually when you click on them. Checkout pages, right? When you actually get a consumer to sign up, log in to the pages, to your website, you can collect a lot more data from them and you can actually target them more as well. So, enticing consumers to log in by giving them an existing offer helps, right? One thing that brands do make a mistake here is capturing incorrect data. You need to make sure that and this is for an India website, of course, you need to make sure that you capture a 10-digit mobile number. And if it's not a 10-digit mobile number, the customer is aware. I think this is an issue if you're on a regular Shopify plan. They don't think they allow this unless you do a customized page, which becomes very expensive for Shopify. 6-digit PIN code needs to capture this data. These two things help you a lot when it comes to customer service and delivery as well. And you need to, I feel, if you go especially more into tier 2, tier 3 India, you need to guide the customer in terms of what they should fill in their address. Is it a landmark? Can they give their flat number, their building name, some iconic place over there, right? They need to be able to add all these things. My recommendation is also making prepaid as a default, right, option. Customers, yes, pay you and razor pay are the ones that they trust, but actually, this choose payment method, you see they done it UPI credit card. It makes it easier for a customer to know which method they want to pay with. And again, here you see you're encouraging prepaid orders. COD available at 40 on pre-order.